Hey guys, Dave Lee here with another Blu-ray DVD collection update / haul video, and it is a bit of a special edition video, this one. Of course, every single year here in Australia, there is a buy one, get one free sale on Blu-rays and 4Ks at JB Hi-Fi, and recently Amazon Australia have been getting in on the action as well. Of course, every single year we say, we're not going to buy too much this year. There's not much we want, and then we walk away with two massive bags from JB Hi-Fi, as well as a decent sized little haul from Amazon as well. There's a lot of stuff to take a look at here, so let's get right into it. Alright, so as I said at the top of this video, this is a sale that happens annually here in Australia. I think it's been going on for probably the last, I guess as long as I've been doing my YouTube channel, which is the last 5 years it's been running. I've been covering this every single year since I've been doing my channel. I know you guys love it. You love to see what myself and old mate Rick, my dad, have been hauling up. Of course, we have a joint Blu-ray collection that we have been building together, I guess, for the last like 20 years, Blu-ray DVD collection. So this deal has been running, as I said, for the last 5 years. Amazon has kind of gone in on the action ever since they've launched here in Australia. I guess maybe 3 years or so. The only difference really is that JB Hi-Fi is the entire range of Blu-rays. You can go in store, pick up any Blu-ray or 4K, and it's part of the deal. Whereas Amazon usually just has a selection, maybe a couple of hundred titles, but it's only a selection. It's not the entire range of Blu-rays and 4Ks. The sale has ended for this year. It ran a bit longer this year. Usually it's just over the weekend. It's always the second last weekend in May, and usually it runs from like the Wednesday night to the end of the Sunday, whereas this year it ran for like an entire week from Wednesday to Wednesday. So here's some money saving tips, I guess, for next year. I just wanted to put out there as this sale has ended. There's some tips for you guys for next year if you want to get in on this sale. And I guess maybe you can revisit this video next year if you need to go back over these tips. But the first tip is essentially, even though Amazon doesn't cover the entire range of stuff, some of their titles are actually cheaper. They have like a cheaper price point on them. So it doesn't hurt, especially if you're going to do like a massive haul like we do, like spend a couple of $100s. It doesn't hurt to kind of cross-check. If you've got a big list of stuff you want to buy, it doesn't hurt to cross-check between JB and Amazon and just kind of figure out which is your cheapest option. Of course, often JB is cheaper than Amazon as well, so just kind of figure out your cheapest option. In some cases, it might only be like you're saving a couple of dollars a disc, but again, if you're doing a massive haul, you could walk away saving like $20, $30 plus dollars, depending on how much you are spending. Now, the second money-saving tip, this is the big one. JB Hi-Fi's sale works so that you go in there, you buy 2 discs, you're going to get the cheapest one free every single time. So if you go in there, for example, and you buy 2 $30 ones and 2 $15 ones, they are going to make you pay for the 2 $30 ones and you get the $15 ones for free. So you walk out of there spending $60. Okay, so what we usually do, we go through, we buy everything we want, we make sure we match them up by price, and we ask the person at the counter, they are always happy to do this, to put your orders through in separate transactions. So you can go through with your 2 $30 ones, you'll pay $30 for the 2 $30 ones, then you put your 2 $15 ones through together and you pay $15 for those 2 $15 ones. Now, all up, you have spent $45 instead of $60, and you have saved yourself like a bunch of money already. So that's the way to do it. Maximize on your savings. Make sure you're matching titles with other titles. I know people who've gone in there in the past and they've bought like a $300 box set with a $10 DVD, and they get the $10 DVD for free. Whereas you could walk away buying 2 $300 box sets for $300. You know, that's kind of how it works. Amazon's system works differently. You can throw a bunch of stuff in the Amazon cart and it works out the cheapest way. So it will auto match the titles for you and give you like those separate kind of transactions. It will give you the cheapest way out of it, basically, instead of giving you all the free one, the cheapest ones for free. So look, we're going to go over this. First, we're going to start with the JB Hi-Fi stuff. There's a lot here. But this year, we're going to do it differently. I'm going to go through, again, I'm not going to go through my haul, then old mate Rick's haul. I'm just going to do it all at once. We're going to go through these kind of the most expensive to the least expensive, so we can go from, well, they're all good deals, so we're going to go from good deal to best deal. Okay, so let's have a look. We're going to start with, I think, this bag right here. Alright, so we will start with the 2 most expensive titles that we picked up. These are 2 HBO series. There is Lovecraft Country, which is a show I'm so excited to take a look at. I've heard nothing but great things about this. It's got a really great cast, including Jonathan Majors and Jurnee Smollett, who I loved in Birds of Prey, so I'm really excited to see what she does here. This is like I guess like a fantasy, sci-fi kind of adventure kind of series. It's a very Lovecraftian kind of thing. It might actually be inspired by, yeah, H.P. Lovecraft stories. So I'm really excited to check that out. I've heard nothing but really, really great things about that. And also The Undoing, which is this limited series from HBO called The Undoing. As I said, it's got Hugh Grant and it's got Nicole Kidman. I love them both. Hugh Grant is a favourite of mine. Nicole Kidman is an Aussie treasure. So I'm so very excited to check that one out. Nicole, in particular, has been doing some really great TV stuff recently. So I'm very excited to take a look at that. This is one I've been wanting to watch for ages. Now, this one's a bit of a mismatch. This is the only time we did a mismatch in this sale. This one was $40. This one was $35. Couldn't find anything else for $40 that we wanted. Couldn't find anything else for $35. We just paired them together. Now, the way I like to kind of do it in my head is not that you're paying $40 for this and then getting this for free. I like to just say, like, I've paid $40 all up and you pay like $20 each a disc. I think that works out really quite well. So there are those two right there. All right, so next up, we've got a bunch of titles that came in at the $30 price point. So essentially, all of these ones were $15 each, which I think is pretty good. Firstly, there is actually a couple more HBO series right here, which I'm excited to dive into. His Dark Materials, again, it's like another fantasy adventure sort of series. I'm really excited to take a look at it, based on a bunch of books. It's got a great cast in there as well, including Lin-Manuel Miranda and James McAvoy, bunch of others in there too, so I'm really keen to check that out. Chernobyl, now I've seen, I can't remember how many episodes of this I watched, maybe 3. I watched it with my girlfriend, she got really bored, and then when she gets bored of things, we just end up we don't keep watching them. So I missed it when it was, you know, kind of first on, whatever. So I've just bought the disc. I really liked what I saw of it. So I'm excited to dive into the rest of that. And also The Outsider. This is another one I've seen like 1 or 2 episodes of, and I'm thinking like, I've got to buy this. I've got to buy it. It's really good. Ben Mendelsohn, Jason Bateman, a few other people are in there as well. It's based on a Stephen King novel, I believe. So I'm very excited. We also bundled up a bunch of fairly new release movies as well at the $30 price point or $15 price point. First up is The Little Things. This one is the fairly recent film with Denzel, Jared Leto, and Rami Malek. I saw this one in cinemas. I actually really liked it. I know it got quite a bit of a trashing by quite a few critics and audiences and whatever, but I really liked it. It's my kind of like crime thriller drama, kind of built in like the mold of a 90s hard-boiled film. Really, really like that, so I had to pick that one up. Penguin Bloom, this is a biopic, true story of an Australian woman played by Naomi Watts, an Australian film. She is struck down, I believe she is paralysed, and by fate of chance, this injured baby magpie comes into their life. They call it Penguin, and it kind of uplifts their spirits and everything. So I'm just really keen to check that out. It just looks like a really nice, charming little Australian film. Force of Nature, don't know too much about this. This is an action film with Mad Mel Gibson, Emile Hirsch, and Kate Bosworth. I really like Mel Gibson's action flicks, so I'm keen to dive into that. We've got The Croods too. What's that one called? A New Age. Haven't seen this. I really liked the first Croods movie, and I'm about to start diving into all the DreamWorks films because I'm going to start doing like a series of ranking videos of the DreamWorks films, so I needed to kind of complete my collection so I could do that very, very soon. And also picked up Minari. This only just came out the week of the sale, so this is a very, very new release. I was able to pick that up at the $15 price point. I thought I'm really, really keen to check this one out, particularly because of all the Oscar buzz. You know, it won a few awards, and I'm so keen to see that one. Also at the $30 price point, a bunch of new 4K releases, catalog titles that I picked up. So again, these are all like essentially $15. We've got My Fair Lady, which is the great musical classic with Audrey Hepburn in there. We've got Rear Window and Vertigo, 2 great Alfred Hitchcock classics, 2 of my absolute favourite Hitchcock films, and The Sting. This is one of my favourite movies of all time. Paul Newman, Robert Redford. Just a really great kind of buddy heist movie. Lots of twists and turns. Great aesthetics. It's directed by George Roy Hill, who directed these 2 in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid as well. I think both of those movies are fairly equal for me. I love them both, and these 2 are just terrific. These ones actually all came out on the week of the sale as well. The second week of the sale, so I was just able able to get in there and pick these ones up. I was very, very excited about that. And finally from that bag there is a bunch of titles we got at the $20 price point. So these were essentially $10 each. First up, we picked up the new version of The Secret Garden. Based on a great classical piece of literature, great novel, one of my favorite novels of all time. I adore it so much. The original movie was fantastic. I'm still waiting for that to get a Blu-ray release. But this is the new version of it. It's got Colin Firth and Julie Walters in it. I've heard some not so great things about it. Some people are saying it's not a great film, but I'm really keen to check it out because, again, I just love the novel and I love that original movie. So I'm very interested. It's produced by David Heyman as well, who did Harry Potter, Paddington. I'm sure it'll be nice. So I'm really keen to see that, particularly for like $10. I also picked up the latest DC Universe animated film, which is Justice Society World War II. I really like the aesthetics of this one. It looks really, really great. If you've been following my channel recently, you know that I've been like smashing through all of these DC animated movies. So I'm keen to get into that one and have a look at what that's all about. Also got two titles here, two new releases from Umbrella Entertainment. Umbrella would usually send me titles for review, but these two weren't available for review copies, which is okay. So I went out and I purchased these two because I really want to see them. This one right here, it's called Big Night. It's got a really fantastic cast, including Minnie Driver, Ian Holm, Isabella Rossellini, Tony Shalhoub, and Stanley Tucci. Really, really great cast right there. Don't know too much about it. I know they own a restaurant or something. They want to put on a big night to serve a bunch of food. I don't know, I've probably butchered it, but it looks really, really good. A great classic from, I guess, the 1980s. 1990s, maybe. Early 90s. I'm not too sure. But then we've got this one here as well. It's called The Mouse That Roared. The Mouse That Roared, yeah. It stars Peter Sellers, and Peter Sellers. It looks great. I really love the work of Peter Sellers. Does these great comedic farce kind of films where he plays multiple characters and whatever else. His comedic style is really great. I haven't seen too many of his films though, so I'm always keen to pick them up when I find them. All right, so we're getting to our second bag from JB here, and this one here has got what is definitely the biggest batch that we put through. These are all titles that are at the $15 price point, or I guess was probably like more like a $16 price point. So these were like $7.50-ish, $7. I don't know, something like that. I'm terrible with maths, you know that. First up, we got another DC animated movie. This one is Batman, Soul of the Dragon. This is pretty much the only other one that I needed to pick up on the Australian market. There's a box set of Superman titles that I still need to get, but otherwise I've got all the ones that are available individually here. In Australia, I have to import that Superman one. So that one doesn't look great, but I just kind of, I have to complete the set of them. We've got Flash Gordon on Blu-ray. This is from the brand new 4K restoration from Studio Canal. The 4K version was available here in Australia, but I just kind of opted for the Blu-ray. I've never seen the movie. I don't think it's going to be something that I'm going to absolutely love, but I think it's just something that I want to at least check out. So I just opted to spend, $7.50 on it instead of what would have been double the price for the 4K. The great thing though is the Blu-ray here comes with two Blu-rays. It's got the movie with the film, the Blu-ray with the film on it, which has got a bunch of special features, and a second special features disc. Whereas the 4K set here in Australia, unless you go for like the big multi-ultimate collector's edition, which was like $100 or $80 or something, if you just buy the standard 4K, it doesn't have the movie disc on Blu-ray. So there's a whole bunch of special features you miss out on. I only found that out after I bought the Blu-ray though, so I'm actually happy that I did go this way because I've got all those bonus there. And then we've got these two right here, which are both, I guess, like music biopics. We have got The Doors, which is an Oliver Stone film, and we have got Prince's Purple Rain. Now, I'm not particularly a fan of either The Doors or Prince, but I've heard great things about both of these movies, and particularly The Doors, because this is an Oliver Stone film. I really love Oliver Stone's work. Everything that I've seen of his, I think I've seen pretty much all of his movies, maybe except for this one. I love them all. And again, everything I've heard about this is that it's great. It's like a big epic music biopic. And I really like those kinds of things. It's got a great cast. Val Kilmer, Meg Ryan, Kevin Dillon. I'm just really keen to see it. It's a movie that I really want to see. And for $7.50, I was very happy to pick that up. Got some special features on there. It's part of the Classics Remastered range from Sony, which I really love. I've got pretty much all of those. So, that was kind of a no-brainer. And Purple Rain, this one, I think I got kind of the case of the FOMO with this because I think it's out of print. I haven't been able to find it online or anything. And I saw it there sitting in my store, and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna pick it up for the sake of $7.50. I will watch it. I'm kind of like, I do like his music, but I'm not a huge fan. So I'm kind of keen to. I think it's like a semi-autobiographical film, as far as I'm aware, anyway. So I'm interested to take a look at that one too. Another kind of catalogue title here is one from Umbrella as well. It's called What's Eating Gilbert Grape. It's got Johnny Depp, a very, very young Leonardo DiCaprio in there as well. Juliette Lewis is there. This is a film I think I've had on DVD for quite a while, but I never got around to watching it. And when the Blu-ray came out, it's been one that's been sitting on my watch list for quite a while. So I'm just really, really excited to watch that. Again, this is one of those movies that just everyone just raves about. It says it's absolutely amazing. Actually, when I checked out with this, the girl behind the counter was like, oh my gosh, this is like one of my favorite movies ever. So I'm really excited to finally watch that one, and I will watch that one very, very soon. And then we got what I guess is like a handful of fairly newer release titles here. We've got Escape from Pretoria, which is a prison break film, but it's based on a true story. I believe it's set in like 1970s South African apartheid. These two guys get imprisoned and they want to escape, really. So I'm keen to see that. I love a good prison break film. Like a Boss, I've heard the worst things about this. I've heard that it's like absolutely terrible, but I have to see it. I love the cast. You've got Rose Byrne, you've got Tiffany Haddish, you've got Salma Hayek. Billy Porter is in there, who's just so cool. I just want to see it. It's a movie that I just want to see, even though it's going to be probably really terrible. The rhythm section. This is one that, again, had fairly average, lukewarm reviews as well. But good cast, Jude Law and Blake Lively. It's kind of like I guess an espionage spy kind of film. I like that kind of shut your brain off film to put on like a Sunday evening, you know? So I think I'll enjoy that one. We got Angel Has Fallen. This is the third in those, you know, Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen. I still haven't watched London Has Fallen, so gotta go back, I think, and rewatch Olympus and then do all three of them. So it's just one to add to the collection there. Robin Hood. Again, this is talk about ones that got absolutely trashed. Apparently this one is awful. But I love Robin Hood. I love you know, the myth, the legend of Robin Hood. Pretty much all the film versions of Robin Hood I have enjoyed. It's got Taron Egerton. It's got Jamie Foxx, Ben Mendelsohn. A really great cast of actors in there. So I'm keen to see it. I'm excited to see it. And we've got Danger Close, The Battle of Long Tan. This is a war film. I believe it's an Australian film. It's set during the Vietnam War, I believe, 1966. And it focuses on Australian and New Zealand soldiers at the Battle of Long Tan. So I like a good war film, and I always like to support the Aussie industry by picking up the latest Aussie releases. We got Mary Magdalene. Now, I love a good biblical film, like an epic biblical film. So this one looks really interesting. It's got Joaquin Phoenix as Jesus of Nazareth, and Rooney Mara plays Mary Magdalene. It's also got Chiwetel Ejiofor and Tahir Rahim in there as well. Really great cast, so I'm really keen to check that out. I thought we had that in our collection, but we didn't. Double-checked it and didn't have it, so looking forward to that. We got Ride Like a Girl. This is the true biopic of Michelle Payne, who is the first and only woman to win the Melbourne Cup horse race here in Australia. We get a whole day off for a horse race. It's really great. It's got Teresa Palmer in there, as well as Sam Neill, I love, and Teresa Palmer is a really fantastic Australian actress. So I'm very excited to watch that one. And we got this one here. This one is a bit of a controversial film, I think. I don't really know too much about it. I know that it's like a film where it's like, I guess it's like the Hunger Games, where they got to hunt down other humans and kill them. But I know it's very controversial. I'm not too sure. I think it might be like a fairly politically motivated film. I'm not too sure, but I know there was like a huge stink up when this first came out, and it's just made me really kind of interested to have a look. Next up, we have got two here, which were at the $13 price point, so these would have come to $6 each. It is Child's Play and Child's Play 2, the very first two Chucky movies. Again, I'm not a huge horror fan, slasher fan, or anything like that, but I am kind of getting into going back and having a look at some of these older horror films at the moment, so I thought, you know, I'm going to pick these up. I know that there's like a big box set with all the Chucky films in it, and it's like $80, and I just wasn't really that interested in diving that deep into this series. So I think the first two films will maybe suffice for me. Maybe I like them so much that I try and track down the rest of the movies. I don't know, but it's a decent starting point. Let me know what you think about the Chucky films down below. I'm kind of keen to know what you think about the movies after the first two. I know there's Child's Play 3, there's Bride of Chucky. Just let me know about those. But I've got the first two for now anyway. We've got a bunch of $10 price point titles right here. So essentially these came to like $5 each. This one's called Rock the Casbah. It's got Bill Murray, it's got Bruce Willis, it's got Kate Hudson, Zoe Deschanel, Danny McBride, a bunch of other people in there as well, Scott Kahn. This is a movie that I've mixed reviews, but it's either people are saying this is absolute trash or people are saying, oh my god, I love this movie so much. So it's one that I have to see. I mean, Bruce Willis has been pretty miss recently. He does a lot of like straight to DVD, really cheapy, awful movies. But hey, good luck to him. I think he's deserved it. He's given us a lifetime of really great films. Let him just cash in that easy paycheck now. I think he's deserved it. Bill Murray, however, I don't think he's ever really had a miss, and I love him so much. So I'm really, really excited to have a look at that one. So he's like a down on his luck rock manager who takes his last remaining client on a USO tour of Afghanistan. Hijinks are going to ensue. I'm going to fast track that one for like a Saturday or a Sunday night. Very excited. And this one here is called Hick. This one's got a great cast as well. Chloe Grace Moretz, Eddie Redmayne, Ray McKinnon, Rory Culkin, Juliette Lewis, Blake Lively, and Alec Baldwin. I think this is like a teen escape action film, kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde sort of thing. Again, it's one that's got mixed reviews, but I really love the cast, and it sounds really interesting, so I'm keen for that. We've got two, I guess, catalogue titles right here. Love Story, Ali McGraw and Ryan O'Neal. Don't really know much about it. I just know that it's like one of the most beloved love stories of all time. You guys know I love like my rom-coms. I love a good romantic film. I'm not huge on the really sappy kind of romantic drama films, but everyone it's got a great rating on IMDb. Everyone praises the absolute hell out of this. And again, it is considered one of the most beloved romance films ever made. Love means never having to say you're sorry. That's where the line comes from. So I'm interested to watch that one again for $5, worth adding to the collection. And this one right here, Ghost Rider, really, really terrible superhero film made, I guess, in the early 2000s. 2007. Nick Cage, Eva Mendes. Essentially, I just bought this for a couple of reasons. Well, one, to kind of round out my Marvel collection. I've pretty much got all the Marvel movies on Blu-ray now. And also, this was filmed here in Melbourne, and I actually got to see them filming one of the scenes one evening. A friend of ours rang us up and was like, they're filming Ghost Rider in the city, get down there. So we got down there and got to see them filming a little bit, just watching from the other side of the road. It's really cool. So I think it's just important for me to have this one in the collection as well. And for $5, I've been putting off buying it for long enough, I think. Nearly at the end, we've got a pile here. Well, two titles that were both $7 each. I got this one. It's called Richard Says Goodbye, starring Johnny Depp. I believe it's got a different title overseas, which I can't remember off the top of my head right now. It's also got Rosemary DeWitt, Danny Houston, Zoe Deutch, Ron Livingston, Odessa Young in there. It sounds like just like a really beautiful, kind of poignant film. I guess like a journey of self-discovery sort of thing. It's got really good ratings, and I'm looking forward to watching that one. I think it's going to be one of those nice touching films that I really enjoy. And this one is called Ill Manners. I believe it's a British film. I think it's like a crime action, but it's like an anthology story, anthology film. So there's a bunch of different stories happening in one night, and then they kind of cross over or something. Really, really great reviews, really great ratings, all of that. And it's got a great cast, which is headed by Riz Ahmed, who I love him. I think his work is terrific. So I'm very, very, very excited for that one. I'd never heard of it until we saw it there. So I'd never heard of that one either. So they were a really good two right there to pair up. Again, $7 price point, which means they were like $3.50 each. I mean, how good is that? You can't pass that up. And finally, our two best buys from the JB Hi-Fi sale. These were both marked at $5 price point. Well, basically $4.98, which means these two came to like $2.49 each, so $2.50 each. This one right here, the Bling Ring. Don't really know too much about this, but I know it's a Sofia Coppola film. I really like her work, and I'm just kind of keen to see it. It's one that's got lukewarm reviews. It's got Emma Watson in there. It's got Taissa Farmiga. It's got Leslie Mann, a bunch of other people in there too. It's, I guess, like a teen kind of film, and I'm just interested to see it again because I like Sofia Coppola films. This one here is apparently really bad. This is an Australian film called Now Add Honey. Is that what it's called? Now Add Honey. Portia de Rossi, Lucy Fry, Lucy Durack, and this guy right here, Hamish Blake, who's a great Australian comedian who I really, really love. Again, apparently really bad. but for $2.50, less than $2.50, I mean, I had to have something to pair up with this, and it was the only one at that price point, and again, I'm happy to support Australian cinema, even if it's only for $2.50. So those two right there we got. Next up, let's take a look at the box of stuff here that we got from Amazon. These were all quite a bit cheaper through Amazon than they were at JB, as I said at the beginning. Do the cross-match thing. I think we probably saved like $20 or $30, I think, by buying these ones through JB, through Amazon. So was very happy to do that. We signed up. They're doing the free Prime trial at the moment too. So we signed up for the free trial, and all of these came express shipping, pretty much landed the next day. So again, we'll go through these from the most expensive to the least expensive. So good deal to best deal. These two here were $30 each, so basically got these for $15 each. They're two 4Ks. Gemini Man, again, this is a film that got pretty trashed when it came out, but I love Will Smith. I love all of Will Smith's movies, even the really bad ones, so I know I'm going to love this. Looks like a fun action film with a great premise, and I wanted to pick it up on 4K because this is presented in the high frame rate, so I'm really interested to have a look at that one. And Trolls World Tour, again, I'm trying to complete my DreamWorks collection. I've got all of them now, and I can start doing the ranking of them. I haven't watched the first one. I don't really know much. I don't think I'm going to like these, but I had to get it to complete the collection. We got two more 4Ks here. These were $25 price points, so they came to like $12 each. Fairly recently released. We've got Total Recall, the Arnold Schwarzenegger film, and Blade. Of course, the Marvel film vampire slayer sort of thing. I've never seen either of these. I've had Total Recall on Blu-ray for years, never got around to it, but apparently this new 4K transfer is gorgeous, so I've been actually holding off to get the 4K to watch that recently. And Blade is one that I've never seen as well. I think it's one of the few kind of, I guess, modern era Marvel films that I've not actually watched. And apparently, again, the 4K transfer on that is gorgeous, so I can't wait to finally watch Blade. Now I've got to get my hands on Blade 2 and 3. I'll probably have to import them because the Blu-rays are out of print here, although I don't know if they're going to do 4Ks of them, so I might just wait around for a little while. These ones here were all $25 price point as well, so $12.50, and all of them are fairly recent films. So this one here, Let Him Go, which stars Kevin Costner and Diane Lane. I love a great Kevin Costner film, particularly a Western drama, epic kind of movie, so I'm really keen to... How long does this go for? It's under 2 hours, my gosh. A less than 2 hour Kevin Costner film, I don't believe it. So there you go, I'm really excited to watch that one. The War with Grandpa, this is probably going to be just like a fairly run-of-the-mill kids flick, but it's got Robert De Niro in there, and who else is in there? Uma Thurman, Rob Riggle, Cheech Marin, Jane Seymour, Christopher Walken. Really great cast. Again, this is just like an easy Sunday evening or Friday evening movie. Switch your brain off and have some dumb family fun. We also got Freaky, Vince Vaughn and Catherine Newton. I have heard nothing but great things about this, like a slasher comedy body swap film. I believe it's kind of like the Hot Chick where they swap bodies, but it's like a slasher comedy. So I'm very excited about that one as well. And we got Misbehavior. This is one that I hadn't really heard about until we saw it at the deal, but it's got, as you can see there, really great reviews and a terrific cast. Keira Knightley, Gugu and Mbatha Raw, Jesse Buckley, Leslie Mansville, Rice Ifans, Greg Kinnear, who all of them I really like. Based on a true story, it's set at the Miss Beauty pageant in London, 1970, where this women's liberation movement decided to kind of invade the live telecast. So that turned everything up on its head, and then the winner of the competition turned out to be a black woman, the first black woman to win the competition. So, of course, as it says on the back here, in a matter of hours, a global audience had witnessed the patriarchy driven from the stage and the Western ideal of beauty turned on its head. It just sounds really good. It's like a drama comedy, and it just looks so much fun. We have got The King of Staten Island. Again, don't know much about this. I know it's a drama comedy. It's got Pete Davidson in there. I don't know if I've really ever seen anything that he's done, but this is directed by Judd Apatow, and apparently it's very funny and very good. Hilarious and heartfelt, it says, and that's the kind of movie that I really love, so I had to grab that. And this one right here, Unhinged. Russell Crowe. It's like a revenge action thriller. You can't go wrong with a good Russell Crowe revenge action thriller. So I had to grab that one as well. And finally, The last stack of titles here from Amazon and from the entire haul here were $10 price points. So these were all like $5 each. Most of them are catalog titles, but this one here, Rams, fairly recent Australian film. It's got Sam Neill and Michael Caton. Don't really know too much about it. I know that they're two like sheep farmers. It just sounds like a nice, fun, family Australian comedy drama. We have got Triple X The Next Level. This is the second Triple X film. It's got Ice Cube in there instead of Vin Diesel. It's the only one Vin Diesel didn't do. Wanted to grab this because I'm keen on... We're watching all the Fast and Furious movies at the moment, and after that I want to go through the Triple X movies. Only ever seen the first one, and we kind of figured if we're going to watch them, we may as well watch them all. So we picked up Triple X The Next Level, which we didn't already have. I picked up Step Up. This is the first one starring Channing Tatum, which is actually a really, really good movie. I remember watching this years ago, but didn't own it. And this was actually co-produced by Touchstone or Disney. So this is another one to kind of add to the Disney collection. This wasn't released by Touchstone or Disney here in Australia, though. It's a Universal release, as you'll see on the label right there. But that's one that I want to do. I do want to add to the I guess, the Disney collection. And it's actually a really, really good film. November Criminals. Don't really know much about this. It sounds like another one of those teen kind of escape, Bonnie and Clyde kind of films. It's got Chloe Grace Moretz and Ansel Elgort in there. I particularly really like Chloe Grace Moretz's work. Watched quite a few of her films recently, so I'm just really looking forward to seeing that. Again, it's one that's got like lukewarm reviews, but an easy film to watch. And I finally, the last two titles here, for $5 each, I picked up The Evil Dead and The Evil Dead 2. These are the two Sam Raimi horror comedy. I believe this one's like a straight up horror gore film, so I'm kind of like, oh, I don't really like the gore stuff, so I got a little bit of trepidation going into it, but I'm keen because I really love Sam Raimi. Recently I watched The Quick and the Dead, which I loved. Of course, I love his Spider-Man movies. I just want to see kind of where it all began with Raimi. And The Evil Dead 2 is apparently just terrific. It's like a comedy horror. I just want to see them both. I just really want to see them both. So I'm very excited to dive into them. As I said, I really want to get into kind of some of the older horror films that I haven't seen over the years. And that one, again, is a Classics Remastered, so I had to pick it up. All right, and with that, that rounds out this entire buy one, get one free haul for the year of 2021 from both JB Hi-Fi and Amazon. I think we walked out of this sale with like 54 discs, whether that's movies or TV series. We walked away with a lot. We spent a bit too much money this year. I didn't think we'd buy that much, but there was certainly a lot of stuff to go back and pick up. A lot of holes on our lists have been closed up now, which is really, really great. Once again, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. I will join you in the next one. I've actually got another Blu-ray haul coming up around the time that I'm going to be uploading this as well, so keep your eye open for that. I'm going to be spotlighting a new distributor. Well, they've been around for a couple of years, but I've only just become aware of them. They're called Random Space Media. They do a lot of really great work with Universal Sony Pictures Home Entertainment, and they're putting out a lot of stuff kind of not on wide release, so smaller releases. You can head to their website, randomspacemedia.com, and check out the release that they do have. There's some great stuff. If you do go over there, just check them out before the video. If you see anything on there you like, you can use the code DAVE10 at checkout and you get 10% off your entire order. We will be back to the normal Blu-ray haul update videos with new releases from my friends over the distributors just in a couple of weeks' time. So I'll see you then. Take it easy. Thanks for joining me again. As I always say, these are like the first videos I ever did on my channel, and there's still an audience there. So thank you so much for tuning in for all of these. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, guys. Hey everyone, if you haven't yet, smash that big old subscribe button up on your screen to keep up to date with all my content, and hit that like button down below. Also, don't forget to check me out on social media, and please consider supporting me over on Patreon for as little as $1 a month for exclusive videos, early access content, and to get your name up on the screen. Thanks again for watching.